started. So yeah, let's just get started. Hi, it's me, Saundra, from the Qigong, Healing Qigong class. This is my dad. He's going to be doing Qigong with us today. So yes, he is over 18 and willing participant. And we're just going to do Open the Gates and Flowing River, a little bit of both. I do have my notes down here. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be facing the camera or the other way, but I'm just going to wing it and do it this way and see what happens. Hopefully the audio is good and y'all can hear. All right, so Dad, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're just going to come into our place and into our space. So you've done Qigong before, so you're coming into balancing the Qi is not new for you. So just find your place and kind of balance the Qi, come into your breath. And let's begin just with opening up the neck. So let's start with that clock face circle. So we'll begin by just opening the neck like we're looking at a clock face, just going around the face of a clock, continuing to breathe as you find this gentle rotation, and allow the shoulders to just drop as we go around that clock face. And when you get back up to that 12, should be just about there. Go ahead and go the other way. Whichever way you went, just change the direction. Just allow the shoulders to relax as we come into our breath, into our practice. And we'll just kind of work through the body and begin with some shoulder shrugs. So just starting shrugging the shoulders up and back, opening up. And kind of do everything in Qigong like 3 times. So that was 3 for me. Now go the other way and work the opposite. Find a gentle little softness in the knees. And let's do rotating the arms just one at a time. So send them forwards. And if you want, you can look and follow your arm as you look up and reach up. Follow your hand all the way back. That just opens up this stretch a little bit more in your body. This is good for opening up the heart, opening up the shoulders. And then let's come into our wrists. So let's do this circling the wrists. So bring your wrists into like a fist and just begin to rotate, and then bring the whole arm in, rotating all of it around, and then we'll go the other way, which for me is, my body has a hard time going the other way, and you might find that too. Alright, then we're going to add in the rest of our body, so let's do our hips now. So find that stance in your legs, find a little openness, and begin to just give yourself a little rotation. So find a sway and a circle in your hips, in your pelvis, kind of opening up the energy here in the midline, whatever feels good in your body. Again, we'll do that 3 times. And then we'll go the other direction. Some days I'm really deep, other days I'm just really tight. And that's the fun thing with Qigong, is that it's whatever you feel like in that day. Today, whatever today feels like. And let's come down and do the knees. Put your hands on the knees and begin to find that same circular rotation in the knees. And then go the other way. And then we're going to finish up working our body with the ankles. So come on up and literally just roll the ankles out. So begin to find a rotation. You can have your foot up. I can balance. If that's uncomfortable for you, just come up on your toes if that feels more stable. And roll that way. And then do the other side. Open up our feet and our ankles. They do so much work for us. And we often just neglect how hard they work at carrying us around, taking us place to place. So now let's go into our foot rocking and heel dropping. This is fun also. So we're just going to come up on our toes, up on the toes, and then just drop down and kind of let your body shake. Come up and then just plop down. And do that a couple more times. And then we're going to go left to right and then out in. So let's just head over to either side and just kind of rock back and forth. And then we'll go inside, outside. So now go like outside and then inside. That one's a little bit different, but again, just opening up those ankles. There's so many, like 160 or something bones and ligaments in our feet and our ankles. It's crazy. All right, shake it out. Okay, let's do shake like jelly. This is like my favorite. So starting with the shoulders, wherever you're at, pick a side and just shake it out. And then shake the elbow and shake it all the way down to the hands and the fingers, and then flick it. And then shake the leg, kind of shake it out, shake the hip, shake the knee, shake it, shake it out. And then go to the other side and start out that shoulder, shake it out. Get down to that noodle arm, down to those fingers, flick, flick. I always love that. I like that flicky part. Then get that hip, shake the bum, shake the knee. Sometimes I'm like out here, other times I'm like back behind, like whatever that flick is like on the leg for you. And then do the full body shake. Shake it, have fun. And we'll go right from that shake into knocking on the door of life. So begin to allow your arms to touch your body front and back. Just twisting your arms, opening up the spine, knocking on the door of life. So the back of the hand is knocking on the back of the spine, and the front is kind of hitting your hip and your abdomen. And this is just kind of slowing us down, bringing us back into our breath, and also opening up the meridians. This is our middle lower dantian and our main energy source. So continue breathing as we're knocking on the door of life. And if you want, you can bring your arms up, kind of come up toward the chest area, up towards the shoulders, and just knock on this pathway also, opening up the heart center. And we'll slow on down. Let's come into swinging the pendulum. So now bring the arms out a little bit wider so they're no longer touching. You might lift up the heels a little bit as you begin to spin and twist. Like a pendulum doesn't touch either side, it just swings effortlessly. There's the kids, they're staying down the hallway, being very good. Couple more breaths here, just opening up the spine, allowing all that oxygenated blood to open and flow. And we'll come to a nice stop, and then we're going to change this energy. We're going to move forward and backward. So we're going to do, I love this one, sparrow shaking the earth. So we're going to find like this little bounce in our knees, and then our arms are going to start swinging forward and backward. So we were just going twisty sideways, now we're going to go up and down. This is sparrow shaking the earth. Just opening up, finding this beautiful energy. This one's really heating and activating. I'm just breathing through this practice. Go a couple more times. And then begin to find a slowness and a softness, just coming back to stand. Shake it out a little bit. And let's go into bamboo, twisting like bamboo. So bring those hands out in front of you and then reach on up. Reach up, stretch up, roll those shoulder blades back down behind. And then begin to lean over to one side. So stretch to one side, opening up. Whole side of your rib cage. Come on back to center. Catch your breath. Head over to the other side. Come on back to center, and then let's add a twist. So now twist over, opening up. Come on back to center, and then twist the other way. Opening, twisting the spine. And relax those arms, shake it out. Shake it out. And then we'll do exchange heaven and earth. So this is working opposites. So now that we're nice and open, we're going to come into balancing the chi. And then with exchanging heaven and earth, we lift one hand up and the other hand goes down. So we're just going to find that breath, find that kind of bounciness in your hips and your knees. And then we'll just begin the practice. So coming up, send one arm up, one arm down. You find a little twist in the spine, hands come together towards each other and exchange the opposite way. And you can look either way. Sometimes I'm looking up, sometimes I'm looking at the down hand, sometimes I'm like really bendy. That's what I love about this Qigong practice, is that every day is different. Because every day my body wants something different. I do this about 3 more times each way. So this one we do about 7 times. Sometimes I lose track because I start talking too much. Couple more times. Really try to get that good stretch out of these last couple ones. That feels amazing. Okay, come on back. I hope that feels amazing for you too. Let's come back into that balancing the chi. Maybe you're balancing, maybe you're regulating, maybe it's time to switch to this one where we're allowing the wrist to lead, more of like the puppeteer. And just slow down just a little bit. Let's see, let's go from here. Let's go into pushing a wave. So more of that front back. We both got regulating the chi right now, so that's a good transition here. So take a step back with either foot or step forward wherever you need to go. You've got space, you can come towards me. And let's push the wave. So we have a pushing motion both in the hips and also in the wrist. So we're going to push on the exhale and then inhale, pull and scoop back, finding this forward and backward motion both in the hips and also in the shoulders. And just allow that beautiful push-pull of the ocean to just regulate. A couple more times, and then we'll switch sides. Okay, that feels amazing. I love that. I love that one. I feel like it just gets my flow. So I hope you're enjoying that too. Sometimes I take a little deeper step so that I can really feel that in the legs. So feel what feels good for you. Again, that's the beautiful thing about Qigong, is this invitation to just do what feels good. So if you're feeling like pressure, don't go so far. If it hurts, don't do that. Qigong is supposed to feel good and be this beautiful breath connection. So exhale on the push, inhale on the scoop, push out like the wave, inhale, bring that beautiful chi energy back in, I like to imagine pushing away the things that don't serve me, scooping in all that I need, all of that energy. That's where I go with this one. So I invite you to join in on that. It's for me such a beautiful way to let go and receive. I'm very blessed I get to be so close to the ocean, so this is an easy one for me. A couple more times. Most out of that, and then come on back. Oh, it feels lovely. Okay, let's do from here, let's go into flow like the rivers. We're going to take a step out, take the wide legs a little bit wide. This is the wide horse stance. Bring the hands to the knees, and we'll begin just kind of figurating and just flow back and forth. This is flow like the river. So again, another spine opportunity here. Legs, just bringing everything in. Continue to breathe. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There's just whatever your river is like today. Just a gentleness. And we'll come into coiling python. So go ahead and drop one of the shoulders down and just lean in. And maybe you look up and you go into this deeper back bend here and spinal twist. And come on up and coil the other way whenever you're ready to stretch the other side. We'll go about 3 times. So just opening up, feeling that a little bit deeper. Working opposites. And if that's too much at any time, you can always grab a seat. You can still get this deep back stretch. You don't have to be in the horse stance. Let's come into this swimming dragon. So from here, kind of stay down in this bent knee horse stance and bring the arms up, going opposite sides. We're going to push with one hand and make this figure 8 and then scoop and come back on the other hand. So begin to find this swimming dragon. In the Chinese culture, the dragon is this mythical creature that both goes in the water and in the air. So let's go down into the water. So kind of scoop and bend as low as you can down. I'm pretty flexible here. I can get pretty far down, so I'm going to take it. And then when you feel good, start working your way back through the midline and come all the way up. Go through the middle. When we come up, we're going to go up, 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 all the way up onto our tippy toes. And then we're going to come down into the center. So just keep scooping back and forth, find your way up. I'm pretty short, so I'm there. I'm gonna scoop up onto my tippy toes, reach up, and then come right on down into center. Really coming back into regulating the breath. Oh. And then literally just go right back in to balancing the chi, regulating the breath and slowing down. That's a big exercise. Here we can go into another kind of slower one that's open the heart. So just lift the hands up. When they get about up to shoulder side, we extend the arms out and then float them down. Just kind of lift up, extend the wrists out, and then just release down. Inhaling up, extending out, and then just relaxing. Do that a couple more times. It's like this double inhale and then just this deep exhale. I kind of inhale up the midline, inhale a little bit more on this open, and then the exhale is like this. Whoa. Just really opening up the heart and the lungs. Come back into this, balancing the chi, just finding this flow again. I need to step up a little bit. It was a little bit wide there. And we'll go into that loving kindness. This is the lotus flow. This is probably one of my favorites. So we inhale, bring the arms up wide. As we come up, our hands come together. We make this beautiful triangle right down the midline. And then send the arms out, kind of like send the love out. Scoop the hands up, back of the hands come up through the midline. And then inhale all the way back up. Make that beautiful triangle, come right down through the middle, send it on out, scoop it out, let it go, and then inhale up, back of the hands, right through the mid. This is like just this beautiful flow. And I just invite you to kind of find your own breath and flow in this. Just the inhale and exhale as you come up and through the loving kindness. And I literally imagine bringing that chi energy up into my heart, spreading it out and around, coming down, sending that love out to everybody, and then coming back, scooping that up, giving myself love too. Sharing the love, bringing that energy down from the heavens, sending it out and around. Remembering that I'm worthy as well. This is just truly like my favorite flow. So I'm probably going to do this a little more than we should because it just is, I just feel like I just love this one so much. We'll go a couple more times. Send it on out and around. No idea where we are with time. So we'll go ahead, come on back, let's balance the chi just a little bit. Whatever that feels like for you, whether you're balancing the chi or you're doing regulating the breath. The only difference is one is side to side, the other one is up and down. So whatever, it does the same thing to your heart and your breath. Let's go ahead and do some chi tapping. This is just such a great activation, great way to kind of end the practice. We'll begin at the sternum and the heart center. Just take our two little fingers and just start with a little bit of tapping. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And go down whichever side feels good for you. Come on right through the front and the inside, down, 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 boom, 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 all the way down into the fingertips. Don't forget the end, and then come on back. Tap the back side, elbow, up the top, the shoulder. Tap through the other side, switch hands. Tap, 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 all the way down with those fingers. And tapping the back side. Come on through, right down through the middle. When we get to the hips, make little fists. Tap, tap, tap on the hips. And then begin to smack down the back side. Smack, smack, smack. Take those hands and smack all the way down the back of the leg. Bend the knees as much as necessary to make your way all the way down to your feet. And then come around the inside. Don't forget those ankles. Tap, 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 hit the inside of the knees, and then tap, tap the inside of the thighs. You get to that midline, make those fists around the hips, and then tap, tap, tap right through the center, right on up through the middle. We'll do this 3 times. So come on up through the other side. Do that tap, 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 and there's like 102 or 104, so many numbers to memorize, but anyways, there's just a bunch of different meridian pathways all through our body. Like when we talk about that, sometimes people are familiar with the 7 chakras, and that's the most common form of like energy centers, but they're all through our body. And so what we're doing right now is just activating all of those little energy centers and just letting them know, hey, I'm here, right here, tap, tap, tap. And it just creates that activation and the blood flow. There's so much history and knowledge. There's so much to learn. I could spend the rest of my life studying this. Tap, tap, tap. Come on up through that mid again. And then this is our last time, so just enjoy that connectedness and the tapping, activation, releasing. This is a great thing to do if you have stress and anxiety. This can really just bring you back to like, hey, hello, what's going on right now? Sometimes we can get so caught up in what's happening in our mind. I know that's an issue for me. So this has been a great practice. Tap, 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 coming down to the hips, tap, tap, tap. And this just really brings me back to present state awareness. And just come back to recognizing that whatever's happening right now, in these 2 minutes, I'm just going to be really present with myself. Come on back to the midline, and then when we get to this point, let's come on back to the back side. So take those fists and come back behind you. We're going to do a little bit of adrenals and kidneys. So just your lower back, I'm just literally going like this, just tapping this lower side comfortably. We carry a lot in this area, so it's just nice to give it just a little bit of extra love. Women, we carry a lot in our hips, so I tell you, come up front too, and also get those areas here. And then come back to that heart center. Be nice and gentle here. Then we're going to come up, we're going to do a little bit on our face. So this we're going to add a nice gentle just on the neck. And then come on up all the way up to the eyebrows. And just right in between the eyes. Just kind of tap, tap, tap above the eyebrows, the brow bone. And come all over to the side on the temples. Just tap, tap, tap. Very gently, now just go like a micro tap underneath the eyes. Just like we're barely touching. Just give them a little bit of love too. Right down the midline on the nostrils. And then all the way around the lips. And then rub the fingers around the jaw. So come up by the ear and just rub down the jaw. Opening up. And then rub the neck a couple times. Like pet the neck. And we'll come down to the heart and just give it a little rub on the heart center. Give yourself a little love. We'll come back to this balancing the chi, and then we'll just collect that chi. So now let's play with our little chi ball. So kind of gather it up, scoop it up. I'm feeling extra scoopy today. So I feel like I just want to scoop a little bit more, and then I'm ready to play with it. So almost like it's, taffy or something, whatever it is, try to really gather that up. And we'll scoop up just a little bit more of that. And then we'll bring it into our energy center, which is the belly. So just kind of scoop it up. And then bring it on in, kind of breathe into your belly and just bring your hands into your core. You might even feel a little bit of a heat on your hands. That is the chi. So if you're feeling that, congratulations. If you're not, no pressure. It will come with time. It's just becoming aware. Breathe in and out. You might send an audible You breathe 3 times, just breathing in and kind of sending that into the energy center. Relax the shoulders, shake it out. For additional movement you want to add in, if your body needs a little shake, sometimes that you just roll the shoulders or the neck, anything else that just needs some movement. It was a beautiful practice. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being part of my curriculum. Thanks, Daddy. I'm going to stop that. I hope that was long enough.